When we think about what investment banks do, we simply think that they sit at the intersection of people and ideas and capital. And that capital can either be money that sits outside of the stock markets or money that sits within public markets like the stock market or the bond market. And within investment banking, we effectively bring that money to people who need it or people who have ideas and who want to continue to grow.
So as a bank like Morgan Stanley, we actually facilitate and work with the side that has capital versus the side that would like capital to grow their business.
Many of the biggest tech companies, for example, that you think of, like Skype or Facebook, they've all started out and grown into the great businesses they are today through the use of investment banks to connect those ideas with capital. It's important to the world of business and finance because it effectively underpins growth in those businesses and by definition or extension underpins growth in the economy. In terms of what the investment banking division does, we work predominantly with our corporate clients. So we're working on mergers, acquisitions, sales of businesses that are typically private and they don't become known publicly until they're announced. Once we've put the building blocks of the deal in place, we'll go to our colleagues in GCM and try to figure out the best way to raise finance for that transaction.
Global Capital Markets is all about raising capital and distributing capital for our clients. That capital could be debt or it could be equity, and our clients could be anyone from a corporation to a bank to a government. So the kinds of things that we help our clients with are how should they raise the money, which market should they go to, which investors are going to be most attractive in terms of the price that they offer for the securities that are going to be issued, and what is the right approach to the market. Should they do a private process just approaching a few investors quietly, or should it be a large public process?
We are actually the front connection point to our clients to give them investment advice. And so sales would talk to their clients to give them advice of what they should be buying, selling, shape of their portfolio, what ideas Morgan Stanley has from a research concept house. And then you've got the trading, which facilitate the transactions. So our traders would be the ones to execute the trade on behalf of the clients.
So the Equity Research Division gives advice to institutional investors on which stocks to buy, hold or sell. We're probably one of the departments that works with the broadest number of people and departments across the firm. A good example is an IPO, which really brings the firm together. Initially, the bankers are speaking to the company. We don't even know that it's happening. Once the company is ready to come to market, then they bring us in. Then we write a report in order to educate investors on what the company does and what the attractions and what the risks might be for the company. And then once the company is ready to sort of announce it to the market, then sales and trading get involved. And then they organize meetings with institutional investors and we all work together to collate the feedback and understand what the right pricing might be for that stock.
Operations in many ways is like the engine room of the whole bank. So everything that our clients do and that our trading desks do touches operations. So on a day-to-day basis we process all of the transactions that the bank undertakes, all the way from execution through to settlement and then for the whole life cycle of the trade. But probably the most important thing that we do is client asset protection. So we look after all of our clients' assets and we make sure that we comply with all of those rules globally, so that when our clients do business with us, they know that we're looking after them properly.
Technology is incredibly important to Morgan Stanley. It's viewed as a transformational tool across the whole bank. Every part of the firm has a technology need. We have needs right across our technical systems, so the systems that do the actual trading, to generating reports, right across the desktop and mobile devices that our clients are using on a daily basis. We have 7,000 employees at Morgan Stanley working on technology, as well as another 7,000 consultants. And we develop 80% of all of the technology that's used by Morgan Stanley. So although we buy technology, we also develop it. So we're an extremely large technology organisation.
For me, the most impressive one is to look at where the leaders of the firm have spent their careers. So if you look at the presidents of Institutional Securities, or the CFO, former CFO, or the people that are running fixed income or investment banking today, they've all come from GCM.
The thing I'm most proud of about operations at Morgan Stanley is we've got just under 5,000 people globally in 41 different locations across the globe, which I think is a really great thing. It's a large team, and there are loads of opportunities to work in all kinds of different functions globally.
What is impressive about the sales and trading business is we've got fantastic rankings and achievements and awards, but I think what is important is the type of person that we've got within the business. We've just finished our Global Volunteer Month, where we had 100% participation from the Morgan Stanley directors within sales and trading, so went out to do some volunteer work in the local community.
As the markets have picked up, we continue to have a great market position, and actually we've done almost $300 billion of transactions in Europe alone this year.
Equity research in Morgan Stanley is probably the best sort of equity research team out there, I would say. Most recently, for example, we've worked on IPOs like Facebook or Alibaba or Netflix.
Morgan Stanley's technology budget is about $3 billion. So if the Morgan Stanley tech division was floated as a separate company, it probably would end up on the FTSE 100.